This is Dabu7. A lot of talk here recently about chemtrails, and rightfully so. It needs to get more attention. But there's something happening here that I think everyone needs to see that's very important in terms of the chemtrails themselves. For so long, we've called them chemtrails. And here this past year, we had a scientist admit on audio, calling them chemtrails, that they were doing this. And they were conducting the studies from all this at certain universities. And as you continue to dig deeper, it becomes obvious that there's many different agencies tied into what's going on here, but they want to keep it hush-hush. Now, ironically, the U.S. Department of Energy, they're saying it may begin studying the effects of geoengineering the climate. And they're saying this is all pending on a proposed budget. Now, I'm here to tell you all, and you all know, that it's already happening. You can see it here in this picture. Most of you can walk outside and see it. They're dropping these chemtrails across the skies. For the longest time, they wanted to act like it's nothing. What's interesting about this new information is that they call this albedo modification. It is a type of geoengineering. Now, there's two different ways they're going about this. The one process is removing the CO2 from the atmosphere. Okay? The other is laying down blankets that will reflect the sunlight from the earth, is what they're stating. What they do not state at this point, and I'm saying this is one of the critical points, is that when they're dropping these layers, as you can see here, they pan out. They flatten out across the sky, similar to what you can see going on right here. They start to flatten out. That's what they're saying they're using to reflect the sun back. But I'm here to tell you it also works just as cloud cover does. When you have a partly cloudy day, it will be warmer than sometimes just an all sunshine day, because those clouds trap the heat and hold it in the atmosphere. You see, and that's when you can have humid days, things of that nature. But the clouds help to trap it in the atmosphere as well. They're not wanting to state nothing about that here at this point. But what is very interesting that everyone needs to make note is that nowhere in here will they call this a chemtrail. But it is the exact same thing, this albedo modification, where they're trying to reflect the sunlight away from Earth, and they go on to state they're going to do it, or they're doing it in space as well. Now, scientists, and this is important to note, say that this is all this geoengineering, this modification and this technique of chemtrailing can present serious known and possible unknown environmental, social, and political risks, including the possibility of being deployed unilaterally. Now, they go on to state here, and this is very important information, a 2013 study, while they were already chemtrailing, states that when it comes to the atmosphere, if geoengineering programs are started like we've been seeing them for years now, and they are suddenly halted and stopped, the planet could see an immediate rise in temperature, particularly over land. This is very important, folks, because they could all, with everything that they've been doing, geoengineering and laying down these blankets in the skies, if they were all of a sudden stop that, they're saying that this will wreak havoc. Then it would play right into their hands, would it not? Would it not? This whole global warming, all they would have to do is stop chemtrailing, and all the temperatures would skyrocket on land. And they would say it's global warming this, and they would push it to the max. Now, the one place you do see chemtrail mentioned is where they want to attach the word conspiracy. I'm here to tell you all, it's no longer a conspiracy. And how many of these so-called conspiracies here lately have we seen coming true? Time and time again. It's not working anymore. So They want to try to explain it away here as to whatever they want when it comes to what they're doing here. But I'm here to tell you this. They're doing it. The Department of Energy is about to have a budget for doing it. It's going to be under this albedo modification. And I guess the biggest warning is this. When it comes to all these earth changes that we're seeing, and we know that they have everything to do with what's happening, they're doing all this chemtrailing. If it just stops one day, some people would be relieved. Finally see some blue skies. But that could be an ominous sign of what they have planned. And just keep that in mind. I'll leave a link to Spindabu 7. Eyes to the skies.